going to talk about writing a strong bio. Who has a bio? Who has a bio for themselves? You had a bio at your other job?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think I put one in because as a new agent, I did not want to share I was a brand new agent when I first started here.
So that's awesome.
So it was a strategy thing for me because I didn't want people to know.
You didn't want people to know that you were a new agent?
Correct.
So you didn't create a bio for...
Correct.
Okay, we're going to talk about that.
And I didn't put I was a new agent.
Okay.
Anything that had to do with, I think I said I was part of a strong team
Yeah,
Okay.
with,
I have to look at that.
All of it. So you're with a strong team, you're with a brokerage that does something, you're a new agent, you
no,
had a job.
I didn't put it.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so we're gonna go, so I hope this will be helpful. I wanna show you some of the ramifications of not having a bio. Now, also keep in mind, you can have multiple bios, okay? Examples of my multiple bios. My LinkedIn bio is, hey, oh my gosh, we have an award for the number one
Listing appointment.
wait, it was his appointment set.
Yeah,
Appointment
I
set
know.
last night at call night was Paulina with 3 appointments. Can you get a Home Smart backpack?
Awesome, I will take this hiking.
I asked a couple people, does she want a shirt or does she want this? And they all said that you want that.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
So we're talking about bios.
Mostly because I need to get a shirt. Oh.
You're gonna get a shirt anyway. Okay, so I have multiple bios. My LinkedIn bio is different. It's more geared towards corporate level professional type people, like I'm a national real estate coach, things like this. My Zillow and Realtor.com bio doesn't talk about me as much as it talks about our company and what services we can do and provide to other people, right? Then I have a bio for my REO stuff. So I have a different bio that describes who I am related to foreclosures and things like that. So you have multiple different bios, but we're just gonna talk about like your basic real estate bio and how you create one, write one, what's important, and then especially like as a new agent, because people are like, hey, I'm brand new, work with me, right? Okay. So there are 10 commandments of real estate agent bio writing. I actually just created this morning, so I'm hoping that it flows nicely. I did it in bed right before our call. All right. Thou shalt use a quality headshot. I have a side story. So I bought a house that I want to share just a thing about. This is a $599,000, 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom, 4,400 square foot house in Lamar that I pulled off of Zillow today. If you're on Zillow, this is the importance of a headshot. This person, Mazarfi or whatever, does not have a headshot. I know because there's no freaking picture there. What there also is not here is there's also not a see more information about her, which takes you to reviews, bios, and other things like that. So this is what a non-good headshot from KW, and she doesn't have a bio associated to it anywhere. Can you see the importance of that? Okay, the house that is bought was on the market for 117 days. The girl's profile is like this. There's no picture. There's a couple of price reductions. The only thing I have is an email, but I have an agent out there, so I just email her because I want to know about the HOA. Doesn't respond. 2 emails, she doesn't respond. She has no reviews, she has nothing. So when I finally get a hold of the agent in Colorado, I'm like, what do you think about this house and the price and all that? And he's like, dude, I think it's undervalued. I'm like, well, I do too. So in Denver, they have 14 MLSs that cover the whole. What's up, brother? They have 14 MLSs that cover the whole market, right? So here we only really have one, and it's expanding. Like now it goes to St. Joe. It also goes to Warsaw, whereas before there were independent MLSs. Well, in Denver, there's 14 of them. The number one buyer of mountain, ski resort, condo houses is people who live in Denver because they want to go get a couple hours away. It wasn't in the Denver MLS. Okay, so she doesn't have this. She doesn't have information about herself. It's not in the Denver MLS. So altogether, it was entirely grossly mismarketed. And then I bought it. So importance of headshots. I scratched out their names, and it's kind of really fuzzy because I blew it up. I scratched out their names. Like, everybody knows who Gil Dicus is, right? I don't know who this chick is, but I mean, that is not a good picture. But what's interesting about it is she has 5 stars, 16 reviews, 29 stars, 16 recent sales, 19 recent sales. I mean, this is a great headshot. It looks grainy. That's a decent headshot, but he looks nice. That is a terrible headshot. And the direct result is she has no sales. But she's also paying for placement. So she's paying money to buy leads from Zillow to put that picture online. I'm not here to pick on people, but there is a direct correlation between headshots, bios, information that you publish about yourself, and the picture you put online. So, number 2, Robert, all the way back. Number 1 is use a quality headshot. Number 2, thou shalt not sell services. So this is not a place where you talk about things, well, makes sense, right? Don't sell services, tell a story. What's the story you tell? Connect your bio to the community. So we do cover the whole city, right? We cover the whole city. I was just on the phone with a guy, and Renee was in the office, and he literally said, so your office in Missouri. And he's in Overland Park or Olathe or somewhere, right? He says, your office in Missouri. Well, I've had a Missouri phone for like 25 years, or however long you've had a cell phone, right? So people sometimes associate me with Missouri, and 2 or 3 times, Tyler could probably attest to it, we've lost out at listing appointments because people want to hire a local expert, okay? Well, we are a local expert, but what they think of local expert and what we know as a local expert. So to your community, our community is Kansas City, but more specifically, what's your community? Like, is your community Lenexa, Brookside, Edgewood, like what is it? Or is it a demographic community? Like, it doesn't have to be a geographical region. The lady that came in here last week, she loves to work with people that are 55 and older, right? That is a community. So be local somewhere. Just for purposes of this is for people to get to know you. Talk about where you are and why it matters to you. And I have examples of good bios. I don't think I have examples of bad bios. But bad bio examples are pretty much every bio online, for the most part. They're done wrong. Number 4, keep it short and sweet. 50% of readers who land on a text that like your bio won't make it past, they won't scroll. So you want to get everything condensed. Keep it short, concise, on topic, 200 to 300 words. Seems like a lot, but 200 to 300 probably is a lot, but keep it short, about 2 or 3 paragraphs. Tell your journey. So when people read your bio, they're looking to identify with you. So I was at the other office, and we're actually getting a short sale listing from Ty and whatever her name is, right? So I was at the Overland Park office, and Jackie gives me a note, and she says, this girl, Tiffany, wants to talk to you right away. I'm like, who is she? She's like, I don't know. She said that she needs to talk to you right away. She has 3 listings for you. So I call her, and she dug up some bio, I don't know where she got it, but she read the bio, and she thought that I was the #1 property buyer in Kansas City. I think she just read it too fast, or maybe I don't know how she found it. I don't know where she found it, right? But whatever it was, she misread it, but she saw that I was the #1 property buyer in Kansas City. I'm not. So, I'm not anybody, right? So, I call her, and then I tell her who I am, and what we do, and she's like, okay, great, so we want to send you a bunch of properties, and the relationship basically has not gone anywhere because it's a whole nother story. But she found me online by Googling whatever she Googled. My bios from different sites popped up. So bios are super, super important. So people want to find out if they identify with you. So share a little bit, and I can share this slide with you guys if you want to take pictures or notes, but share a little bit about where you've come from, what you brought to real estate, or what brought you to real estate. If you have something compelling to say about the future, share that too. So being brand new in real estate is the perfect opportunity to work on your bio to describe what it is that attracted you from your other career and your other life basically into real estate. You want to provide a glimpse of your life outside of real estate, so you want to get personal, but not too personal, okay? So like things like, you know, and bios are always written in third person. They're not written, you write them yourself, but you don't write them like, my name is Beth, and I like horses. And when I was a child, I had a Raggedy Ann doll, and like that. You don't do that.
I did.
You write them in third person, and you want to get personal because this is where people relate to you, right? You talk about your bowling score, for example, or the precise mixture of gin in your cocktail. Tim loves to enjoy, you know, wine with his wife on a, like things like that, right? That's how you get people, because remember, people will work with you if they what?
Relate to you.
Respect.
Know you, like you, and trust you. And this is the first glimpse of how they get to know you. And then they're gonna be like, oh, well, I don't like gin, but this dude's like calculated or something, right? Like he's precise with what he does. So it gives readers a clear picture of who you are as a person. Don't forget social media links. This is also a call to action. So it's a very soft call to action, right? So like a call to action is what you want them to do as the result of what they're looking at. Okay, so when we send somebody to a landing page that says 0% financing on USDA areas, right? For example, the call to action is see if you qualify for 0% financing, or click here to find a home that suits your needs. So in bios, call to actions on your personal website are these places where you're gonna have additional information about your, which it's always really good, not to sidetrack too much, it's good to have like a personal Instagram and then a real estate Instagram, you know, because like, you don't want to blend the two. So if you're sitting here talking about, you know, I love ponies and, you know, my husband sings in a band and I support it, and then you go to your, and then it links to your Instagram and you're topless on a stage, it's not consistent. It's not consistent, right? So a lot of people have multiple of these. So it's a call to action, social media links. When someone reads your bio, you want it to, they've got a line. You want to say, wow, this is the sort of person that I want to work with. Where you're building credibility, right? The best lead in the world is a personal referral. If you don't have a personal referral, or if you do, they're still going to go Google you. And this goes back to the social media training that we talked about. Is like Google yourself and see what comes up, and go from there. Okay, so tell the truth. This seems straightforward. Okay, how many people have a resume? What does your resume do?
Sells you,
It what?
sells you to the company.
Talk about a couple of the resumes that we've seen come through, Tyler.
Pretty braggadocious for like pretty non-meaningful stuff.
And like using these words to be like, I was a glorified hair receptionist. I mean, like whatever it is. Like, so this you're not embellishing your resume. You're not puffing yourself up in any way. You're telling a story. You're just telling a true story. Why does it go out of line? If you embellish the truth in a little bit of a bio, people are going to call you out on it. I've seen it happen 100 times, right? And this is where, especially with new agents, is like you can use your company's clout, brand development to enhance your own narrative, right? So like like I have success stories, the team has success stories, the brokerage has success stories. We're national 34 on the list of 5,000 most successful companies across the country as far as real estate companies go. So we have lots of clout and lots of stuff available to us, right? And then if you're brand new, that's the stuff that you would say, you know, like we're part of a team that has helped, you know, Tracy Lewis is a part of a team that has helped, 18,000 families, that might be an embellishment, 18,000 families relocate, like things like that, that you could talk about. And then go through it and have someone else read it for you. So here's an example of a good bio that I found. Originally from New York, Ellen moved to Boston to earn a graduate degree in business communications at Emerson College. This knowledge, coupled with her undergraduate degree in psychology and teaching, has provided her with valuable skills that she uses daily in real estate negotiations. Educating home buyers and sellers and effectively marketing the team's listings. Ellen has been working in Boston real estate for over 30 years and is an accredited buyer representative and senior real estate specialist. Ellen's clients often describe her as detail-oriented, proactive, and fun to be around. So whatever people like about you at the job that you have, and Renee, where you were at before, like it doesn't have to be customers, clients, but I mean you do. It's like Renee frequently goes and like to a spectacularly different degree, provides customer service, like mowing your grass, right? Like whatever the things you do that have you be you put this in here. So after living for many years in South End and wherever that is, Ellen currently resides in some other place with her wife. Or with his wife.
With her wife.
Ellen? Oh, with her wife, okay. Janice lived, I was like, what is it? She enjoys spending time on the Cape, riding her bike and traveling. Now, I actually didn't see that part. So what I would say to Ellen would be,
Leave that out.
you might, like, some people have very strong opinions about
Yeah,
that.
I'd leave
So
it
you
out.
may want to leave that out, but like if you're in New York or if you're in San Francisco, this bio works perfect. Like they don't
Sure
care.
does.
So
Yeah.
actually, I totally.
It's
get that.
unfortunate that you have to, but I mean, in reality.
And then what she does,
It's fine, you're-
and then what she does here.
It's a different-
Am I interrupting?
No, sorry.
So what she does here is Ellen proudly volunteers at Speak Out and Kesha something support. Like she does nonprofit stuff in community. So like you have you know what she's done, you know what she's up to right now, and you know what she does with her free time and her support. So yeah, so that's a good one. Like I want to go back to the, what's it called, local expert. Be somewhere local. Like market and brand yourself a particular way, right? Because you don't have to, you can't market to everybody, you just can't. And I think if you can specialize in just a thing or a particular area, it doesn't mean that you're stuck in that box, it just means that that's who you're most interested in, right? It's like working with families or, like where you live. Like Catherine lives in Lenexa or something?
Yeah.
Or Lenexa. Like Catherine lives in Lenexa and, loves working out at the Lenexa Community Center or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
This time of year is the chili cook-off, and she participates with
Spinach West.
this.
Oh yeah, Spinach
with her-
Fest is coming
the
up.
Spinach Fest. Yeah, and an example of like changing it too was like my bio years ago was like, Tim's a volleyball coach for his, oldest daughter Carly, who's in junior high, and him and Gracie go skateboard, and then with his wife they go like they love to hike and stuff, right? Well, that doesn't suit me now because my kids are old and grown. So even in putting this together, I was thinking about how I need to revise and update my bio, but all of this, really the only thing that you're changing is like, maybe you specialize in a different area, you've got more results to speak of, or you have different interests now. Like maybe I don't drink gin anymore. It's not likely, but it's possible.